So when I met Jamie, there was just like an explosion of creativity. Um, I wrote like I don't even know. It ended up being her birthday. I found out like 2 weeks into dating, and I wrote her a birthday song. I wrote lyrics to a birthday song, a melody I'd written um, when I was 22, for another friend, and had reworked it for my brother like later that year, I think, and then that's a good thing. I should go back to that and maybe just write people lyrics to it, but I kind of forgot about that. So that's just my ADHD brain, but also just like making a connection and realizing like, oh, that was like, there's something about saying this out loud. I'm a verbal processor, and so that can be a lot to the people in my life, because once I get going, it can kind of take a while. But I wrote that song to her. I wrote a song about our first date called Lucky Me. And let's see. Then I wrote a song like Being With You, which I was just playing and just prompted me to record this. Being With You, and it's in the I don't know keys. I don't know. I've never been a student of music theory, or even a student of the guitar. It's something that I do kind of intuitively and out of a place of intuition. I was just going to say intuition again. I don't want to hold this thing anymore. Let me see if I can set it up. Yeah. Are we okay? Is this okay? Hopefully it's okay. Is it? Can I even see what it's pointing at? Is this, maybe you can tell me. I don't feel like singing on camera though right now, I guess. So being with you is the best thing I knew. Anyway, I don't feel like singing on camera, but right now I was just having a beautiful time playing for myself, and I guess with God. Yeah, I feel like art connects us to our true selves, our true essence, which is to connect to God, to like the divine in us, that like creative spark. Because I mean, just think about like the world for a moment, or communication for a moment, or sustenance, or how your heart beats, or how you have a thought, or what love is, or how you can feel love from somebody. So they should make that more practical, not just this concept, but like what is that happens between two people. But I was so I'm just in this moment, and it's reminding me, I'm like, oh man, I just had so much creativity. I wrote her, I guess, like 4 songs then in like 2 months, and the 4th song I wrote, I'm still like working on it, because it's like hard for me to play like how I want to play it. See? So it's like, and then, chord changes. But there's like, it's just kind of that strumming pattern, which is so basic, but finger picking is relatively new to me. It's something I've wanted to do for decades. But I'm actually learning how to do it by not learning how to do it, by writing songs that I can hear and then trying to figure it out, or coming back to songs that I'd written before that I just wrote chords to. Like there was this song, let's see, I'm supposed to have a capo on it. So that was that song, but when I wrote it like 10 years ago, it was... And I didn't know 10 years ago how to... Oops. So anyway, what am I even trying to... this video is even just trying to show up, and I get caught all the time in like, why do I even record these videos? But I record them because, and it's, I feel like I've seen people do this before, and I'm just feeling that. It's like, because it's what I needed, and so if I could help anybody else like on their journey to becoming by showing like how I'm becoming, and I couldn't have done this. It's like a Friday night. I was going to go do an open mic, but this is like something I had to learn learn the hard way, like in my 20s, teens, 20s. I didn't understand my introversion. I didn't understand the cost that it took to be around people all the time, and I would be so wiped out by Friday, even though that was the time when people went and connected. And so it was very isolating for me as a introvert, and even saying this right now, it's kind of like clarity more than I've ever had. But tonight's a Friday night. My partner Jamie is out with friends, with loved ones that she goes way back with, and they're having their girl time, and I got distracted and realized I'm missing her and thinking about that. But what am I even trying to say? I got so distracted by that. But Friday night, like, here I'm in my bed because I planned to go to bed, but I was listening to myself and I was like, you should play some guitar. And it was like, and maybe you should have your notebook nearby. And so I just wrote a song. How does this song go? So, and I'm learning a different picking pattern from this fellow that I've seen at Roger. I wish I knew his last name. I'll try to find him on YouTube. So I'd seen him performing. I used to see him at the Echo Park farmers market, and I just appreciated him being there. I mean, isn't it such a gift when people just come out and share like live music? And I'm just realizing I don't think I've expressed that. There's just like not enough of that. Like, we've really just commoditized it. It always, but I do not like those big, heavy production, huge concerts. I love like the intimate, where you can feel the energy. The energy isn't just from thousands of people. The energy is from like the performer and the exchange and what they're creating and giving to you. And I haven't really talked to him other than when I saw him. Now I've seen him at 2 open mics, which is cool. And it was cool. I got to see him actually do the same song twice, which I had started doing that in my journey. I'm only like 4 weeks in, and then I added in a second open mic because I'm finding out I really enjoy it, which is surprising me, to be connected to an artist community, but without the pressure that I am there to make connections, because honestly that's not what motivated me to be there. I'm really I've got personal reasons why. But in watching him, of all the, so how many performers do I see now? Like, what a really cool thing about open mics is that you get exposed to so many different styles and genres, and people covering, doing interpretations of songs, but my favorite is always people sharing their original songwriting. I love it so much. So I didn't know that this was going to be a go to open mics even if you're not a performer thing, but they're an exercise in me showing up, and I want to just get better and better at showing up. But I saw him, he presents, I might guess, that he has like a Latin heritage, and then he's playing music that makes me think of like kind of Mexican ballads, and I don't know more about that style of music to even say anything more specific or descriptive. But he inspired me. I don't think I've ever been inspired by somebody's style to write, and so that's what I tried tonight. Being nice is the worst. You know you're a curse. Curses are meant to be broken, but better instead to be kind. Better instead to be kind. Exercise your demons. Let your light shine. I just wrote this song like 30 minutes ago. In that other life, people were nice to you, and they fucked you over. You never learned your voice. You never had a choice. You can gaslight me, say I'm angry. Been told that since before I was a teen. Calm down and then we'll finally know what you mean. Not validated, not appreciated, totally unseen. Need to be what they make me, definitely not royalty, definitely not a queen. And I love this song, and it was so fun. And so by pursuing play, by pursuing creativity, I'm now, over 20 years later, doing the things when I originally started to learn the guitar. I thank you for allowing me to share this. This is actually really quite deep and personal things for me that I'm realizing, and in being able to share this is helping me by being able to say it out loud, but not like burdening someone to listen to it, or not like the expense of paying for a therapist. And I do both those things, but there's more learning that I can do and growth I can do. This is just another means to do that, to be healthy and more integrated. But when I started to play the guitar when I was 20, I took my older brother had bought, not this guitar, this is finally my own, but for many decades I had this guitar that was my brother's that he had left at home, and he's 3 years older than me, so it had been there like for years. So by the time, I didn't even take it in my first year of college, but then second year I was like, okay, he's clearly not using this. And then I took it, and I have always been like the most earnest follower of God. And there would be people now that would say, that are praying for me, that like think I'm going to hell, or I'm not going to see my grandma because my capacity to love is increased. I, used to limit romantic love just to men, and now I know that I'd been missing out by not also opening myself up to the possibility of a relationship with a woman. And Jamie is just like healed so many things in me, and part of what she's helped me get back to is the guitar. Previous relationships, people really close to me, never elevated me in playing my guitar, and that's like but it was like confusing, like if people are being like nice to you and things like that, but they're not. But think about that, what the difference between niceness is and kindness, and it felt like a dying in me, and I think a lot of us kind of do. I know this because I see people not living fully alive. I see people making all kinds of compromises in their life, and it's really heartbreaking to me, and so that's why I'm here. I'm like, I want to help people because like the things, like the breakthroughs that that happen, and they've been happening so much. There's so many breakthroughs that need to happen, and it's like it's a lonely journey. It's a hard journey of waking up because you can see that people sleep, and and even people you care about, and you try to figure out how to keep things going. But like, how do you keep things going that like never allowed you to flourish? Like, how do you stay there? And I like keep hoping that somehow I can be like strong enough, and to not need things from people, but to only be able to give it. But the truth is, I need exchange. And it seems to me that love is seeking to give the other person what they need to the best of your ability. And Jamie has shown me that, like, being with you, the best thing I knew. I wouldn't change a thing in spite of all the things I've been through. It brought me here to you. I'm still going through it. I wish it weren't so, but it's the path that leads ever clearer to you. It brought me here to you. My mind keeps searching for all the ways I'm playing the fool. You're too good to be true, too good to be truth said. But then again, life doesn't always have to be so cruel. Life's not always cruel. I love you so, I think I might burst. You're so good, good that it hurts. It's so intense, it hurts. Being with you is the best thing I knew. Wouldn't change a thing in spite of all the things I've been through. It brought me here to you. It brought me here to you. Ooh. Like, and that song, like, it's still like is so true of like all the growth and the change I've done as I've become more authentic can allow me to have the relationship that I have, and a relationship with somebody who's committed, who's on her own journey, but like committed to like growing, and growing in authenticity and generosity and kindness, and seeing blind spots, and forgiving ourselves and forgiving other people, asking for forgiveness, saying we're sorry, planning, risking. But her, like, inspiring me to get to the guitar made me feel like I wanted to play the guitar more. Because I was surprised by, like, the quality of songs that I could write. And this is somebody that saw me. And being seen is a wonderful feeling. Being seen is a wonderful feeling, and it is what each of us should feel. We should have at least one relationship where we feel that way. And then we should learn how to then, knowing what that is, know how to deal with other relationships, to be on the healing journey, to not be a conduit to exercise your demons, like the song says, to, like, let your light shine, to not just say, like, oh, well, this is how it is, and kind of throw your hands up and give in and choose to numb and like finger point. And I know I have work to do with that, with integrating things and not just taking the same judgments, but, pointing it at different people, or, like, kind of different topics. But when I started playing guitar back 20 plus years ago, I was so earnest, and it was like I was only going to do it for, like, worship and praise. Like, it was only going to be for God's glory. So so that was, like, part of, I just had interesting, like, ideas of what it meant to be in relationship with God. So I've always felt like I had a relationship with God, but I had a lot of limiting beliefs about what that should be like, because they were externally placed on me, and they didn't allow me to trust my voice and kind of God in me. And some people will be like, ooh, just that I said God in me, like it, but it's really like, you're freaking out just about the words, because if I said the Holy Spirit in me, you would be fine, or like whatever the phrase might be. This is the very first song I wrote. No, that's not it. This is it. And so this is to God, like, I love you more than any other. I love you, and in you I feel nothing. I love you more than fame or fortune. I love you. What else really matters? Let's see. The guitar's not in a good spot for that. It's a small body, doesn't echo very much. Anyway, it's like that, and it's all about how I love God and all, more than anything else. And it's still so true, but now I know that the songs don't have to be, say, I love you more than any other, I love you more than anything else, and nothing else really matters. But, like, what it looks like to love God now looks different. So I still, like, feel all that same way, but I feel a freedom to express it in a language that's more universal, and not like a language that I used in the church, but in a way that can speak to hearts. And I'm so glad to be able to increasingly play and write guitars and have this connection to myself and to God, because for so many reasons, to be connected to myself is wonderful, to be connected to God is wonderful too, but it's really surprised me how it's connected me to others, and that's really what's led me, to want to expand my open mic discipline. But I've been doing this for years, and I can create a whole nother video about, like, open mic, like, my journey. And let me know if that sounds good to you. But now, like, you heard the song that I wrote just a little bit ago, you've heard a number of songs, and now I know that it's okay to write about, like, romantic love with people. I know it's okay to write about challenging circumstances and relationships. I know that it's okay to write about and sing about frustrations and anger and sadness and grief and joy, and to talk about them all together. And this is associated with me being super excited, learning new skills, and showing up. Like the practice right now, this is a practice of just showing up, so that, like, making mistakes in front of people isn't. You got the experience of the song, you had that, and to be totally caught up in the imperfection of my playing is to miss the point, and that is why I don't want to miss the point. So that's why I'm showing up, because it really helps me. Like, I believe art is meant to be shared, and so I'm just learning to share it as fast as possible. It's really important to me to even share the artistic process and the journey of that, because it was so nebulous to me. And I've worked now in healthcare for 20 years, and that became, I've had such strong identities that were, like, so fixed, and I didn't think I could grow. And these aren't identities that are, like, core to me. They're things like a job, or like a profession, but not. Like, I was a physical therapist for so long, but then I've come to know myself as a healer, and knowing that, well, there's a lot of ways to heal. And that's part of even why I'm here, is to model for people, because it can be hard to find people on this journey because there's so many people asleep. And so if that's you, I just hope watching this video helps you feel a little bit less alone. I hope you will just explore all kinds of creativity. If there's anything I can do to help you on your journey of becoming divergent, which is just the journey of becoming your authentic self, I'm here for it. Comment, send an email, let me know. Yeah, I'm rooting for you. Thanks for watching this video. Just want you to know there's opportunities to join the newsletter. Of course, you can subscribe here to not miss out. There's one-on-one coaching. I'm rooting for you. I hope you're ready to take the next steps on your authentic journey, whatever that is. Just glad we crossed paths.